River Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has been sold out. It is packed again today as the Steelers, led by an exciting new quarterback, take on the AFC Super Bowl team of last season, the New England Patriots. Good afternoon, everyone. On a great day in Pittsburgh, clear and sunny, temperatures in the 50s. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. The Patriots come in, as you know, at 3-3. Their coach Raymond Berry told us earlier, we've got to start winning, and we've got to start right now. They've been inconsistent. They're going back to Grogan today.
Don, I think they hope history repeats itself. In 1985, New England Patriots in the same spot. 3-3, but in third place in the AFC Eastern Division. Grogan comes on to start 6 games. They win all 6, win 8 out of their last 10. Last week, Grogan was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Throwing for 400 yards for the first time in his career. He did an outstanding job. He starts today for New England.
12 years experience for Steve Grogan. 1 game experience for Walter Andrew Brister III, the starting quarterback for the Steelers. Number 6 in your program, number 1 in your heart, number 4 on your depth chart until today.
They just introduced him. There's been a real waging battle here in Pittsburgh. Who should start a quarterback? Listen.
Brewster, they got the wrong name.
He was introduced as Bubby Brewster, no relation to Punky. His name is Brister. It's got to be a thrill for him starting in Three River Stadium today, and he is the fans' favorite. He wasn't particularly great last week, but
he wasn't bad, though.
But there are 2 ways to judge a quarterback, Don, what he does and how the other players play around him. Last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers, with Brister at quarterback, played an excellent football game, and Malone sits.
Well, Malone's about as popular here in Pittsburgh as imported steel right now. He has not moved the team. He's the lowest-rated passer in the NFL, and the Patriots, of course, feature the best passing game. The highest-rated passers in Eason and Grogan. Now the Steelers kick it off. Anderson's into the ball and drills it deep. Starring has it, and he's going to bring it back for New England. With a 15 and out to the 16-yard line, where good special teams play by the Steelers makes the stop. There, New England goes on offense, 1st and 10. Grogan, number 14, comes out at quarterback. Tupu starts in place of the injured Craig James. Tony Collins, the other runner. The problem's been at tight end. Greg Hawthorne, the ex-Steeler number 1 draft choice, is playing there as the starter now, but they've not gotten the blocking at tight end, and that might be the reason the Patriots have not run the ball well this season. They've really thrown it well. As Barry said, the passing game has carried us so far. The 3 teams the Patriots have lost to a combined record of 15-3. Swinging to Collins, and Tony Collins is ahead for a first down. He is out across the 25. They'll spot him out at the 27-yard line.
The Patriots really kind of pulled off a tricky one there. This is against the coverage. You see the 2 outside linebackers, Merriweather and Hinkle, out there in the flat. Collins with the move on Merriweather. Wooten, number 61, the offensive guard, with the key block. 1 play, 1 first down, New England.
Patriots now deploy wide receivers either side again. Steelers are soft at the corners. They've had trouble covering the pass. In the backfield was 56. Robin Cole, a long-time inside backer for Pittsburgh, a 10-year veteran. There's the front 3. Keith Willis, a good pass rusher from Northeastern. The linebackers are the strong suit of the Pittsburgh defense. They're experienced and very quick, particularly Merriweather, a Pro Bowler, and Brian Hinkle on the outside. At the corners, they have a new starter today in John Swain, just off the injury list. Harvey Clayton's been beaten deep a lot this season. Shell is the 4-time All-Pro at strong safety. 2nd down and 9 now for New England. Tupu breaks one, and again, New England gets the good yardage on the run as Tupu is out across the 35-yard line out to the 37.
David Little on the tackle. Don, already it shows what Pittsburgh is doing. They're bringing Merriweather out underneath the coverage for the cornerbacks to try to help with those wide receivers. New England is running at the corner of the defense where those linebackers normally lined up. Offense is a game of adjustment. You see what the defense is going to do, make a slight change. That time, audible, big pickup for New England.
Power formation now for the Patriots. 3rd down and 1, just across their 35-yard line. Mosey to Tupu. Bang, he's there, and he is out across the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. Raymond Berry also said, Trump, that The Patriots are 3-3 right now. He thinks they're a better team and in better position than they were a year ago, simply because the new offense that he put in is now fully in place, and the passing game is much better than it was a year ago at this time.
The only thing they're really missing is a lot of experience at key positions, like John Hanna at offensive guard, Julius Adams at defensive end. But they've got an awful lot of weapons on this football team, offensively and defensively.
Unbelievable deep threats. Stanley Morgan having a phenomenal year. First and 10. Grogan's taking a look deep. He's got a man down there, and it's a caught ball inside the 35-yard line. Coming out the flank was Stanley Morgan. His 38th catch of the year, averaging over 18 yards a catch. That was good for 27. The Patriot fans know he's been in the end zone 7 times already. He's on target for record receiving numbers, NFL record numbers.
See the coverage by the Steelers. That's their famed double rotation zone. Clayton comes up to the line of scrimmage. They try to funnel the receivers outside. The safeties rotate out to the sideline. But Grogan really put the ball in there on the money. That was an easy completion for Stanley Morgan.
Patriots first possession, starting to challenge. Swing goes to Collins. And the Steelers defense it. Knockdown made at about the 29-yard line. Donnie Shell came up to make the stop. Shell with 48 career interceptions. #1 among all the active players in the league. Free agent who made first-team All-Pro a number of times.
Not much opposition here by the Steeler defense to begin this game. Through 6 games of the '86 season, this Steeler defense has played very well with one exception. Against Minnesota, the Vikings kind of took them apart.
Right now, Clayton, cornerback on the right side, is up against Stanley Morgan. That's an overmatch. He can't stay with Morgan. Clayton coming right up on him. Here's a pitch back. And again, they go to Tatupu. This time the run is closed down. Coming up to make the play was Clayton, the cornerback.
Strung up well by the linebackers. Clayton didn't bite. Stanley Morgan's supposed to make contact on him. Watch this little, that's a block, I guess. You can see Edmund Nelson, 64, out there. They do a good job of stringing this out. Clayton makes the tackle for no gain whatsoever.
Now it is 3rd down and really almost 2 yards. Change in play. Patriots just changed the play as they look at the Steeler defense, which is ready to blitz. Grogan stands in against a big rush, and the ball is off the fingertips at the 15-yard line. Irving Fryer couldn't hold it there. And so that brings up 4th down, and Tony Franklin comes out. Tony Franklin so far this year has hit 12 of 16 field goals. He's only been at 50% of those, 40 yards and out. This will be a long one. 3 of 6 from outside the 40. Hold will be at the 37-yard line, a 47-yard attempt. Steelers and the Patriots haven't played in a while. Last time they met was in 1983. New England won the game 28-23, but Pittsburgh leads the series. 2 for the Patriots, 5 for the Steelers, and it's blocked. The field goal attempt.
Donnie Shell. Someone missed Donnie Shell up through the middle. He gets his hand on it. It looks like it comes from inside the tight end position. He is right there in front of Franklin's face, and of course in a long field goal attempt you can't have the same kind of trajectory, but I don't think any kind of trajectory would have gotten by Donnie Shell there. So they get it where they had the ball. Pittsburgh does. On this field goal attempt, the snap is good. Watch the right side of the offense. Steve Moore, the offensive right tackle, stands up and takes the outside man. Donnie Shell goes inside, blocks it, and Pittsburgh takes over at the spot of the last play by the New England Patriots. Big block, big play by the KG veteran.
New starters now for the Steelers. Ehrenberg's in to run, and so's a free agent fullback. Thomas, or Chuck Sanders, is in as Brisker, the rookie, drops to throw on 1st down. Gets it away, and Ehrenberg makes the catch. They're going to rule it a sack as Johnny Rembert came in like Superman, and also coming over the top was Larry McGrew. Drew was the first one there.
That's one of the things I think Bristol will have to contend with today. One, a lot of different looks in the defense of the New England Patriots. And two, I'm not sure they're going to blitz a great deal. When the Patriots blitz just one linebacker, they don't call that a blitz. They got to blitz two, and they got two great blitzers.
They're obviously going to throw a lot. Ehrenberg is a pass catcher in the backfield. Now they send two wide receivers to the near side. That's Ehrenberg in motion. Up the middle goes Ernest Jackson in the lineup. Ehrenberg made the knockdown for New England. Run three for the Patriots with Brent Williams, Toby Williams, and Garen Veras. Dennis Sims is back, and he'll play today off the injury list. Steelers in the offensive line have a new starter at left tackle in Pete Rostowski. He's in for injured Ray Penny. And the #1 draft choice of the Steelers, John Ringstra, is out for the season. He's a first-year player from Temple, a very high pick in the first round. Offensive guard out with a foot injury that required surgery. Now on 3rd and long after the snap, the sack. Here comes Brister, and they're going to get him again. Brister. Game plan on defense for the Patriots is sickened.
Garen Veras right inside the offensive left tackle, which is Rostowski. That's the nose tackle right there. Garris comes from the right-hand side, gets between the two offensive linemen, and Brister's down before it can even set up. 2 pass attempts, 2 sacks.
Irving Fryer's back now as the Patriots will get it for a second time. The punt hangs. Irving Fryer is swept under at the 47-yard line of New England, so the Patriots get the ball a second time after a 44-yard punt by Harry Newsom and just a 4-yard return. Back to Three Rivers after this. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back in sunny Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with the Patriots with a 3-3 record, having lost 3 games to teams with a combined mark of 15-3, go against the 1-5 Pittsburgh Steelers, off to the worst start for a Pittsburgh team since Chuck Noll's first year, 1969. And the Steelers won their first game, then lost 13 in a row. It was all right, Joe. They got Joe Green. Next year they got Bradshaw, and the rest is history. Over the middle, Grogan goes to Tony Collins, who's down to the 48-yard line. David Little knocks him down for the Steelers. No score on the board. Steelers got down. A 47-yard field goal attempt by Franklin was blocked, though.
Don, let's look at this Pittsburgh defensive set. Bottom of the screen here, you see Merriweather, 57, their best blitzer, their best tackler. And by standing out there underneath the cornerback, they're basically taking him out of the defense right now. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to help their cornerbacks as much as they can.
Robert Weathers and Tony Collins in the backfield now in a 2nd down and 5 play. Weathers goes right at the Steelers, and a marker comes in. Mike Merriweather, so very fast, shot in from an outside backer position and made the hit. And the Steelers indicating it's a hold. Here's Pat Haggerty. Terry up watching the tape replays. See what adventures we have there today.
Offense, number 66, 2nd down.
Raymond Berrytrum said the same thing every coach that looks at films of the Steelers said. They don't look like a 1-5 ball.
No, they don't. This defense has played very well. I think right here we'll also see the walk-away coverage by the linebackers, both Hinkle and Merriweather. You really got the Pittsburgh defense spread out all over the field. Now you can see them. That's Swain, Merriweather to the bottom, and Hinkle at the top covering the wide receiver.
Grogan now on 2nd down and 5. Play fake. He gets some time and goes to Irving Fryer. What a brilliant throw by Steve Grogan, lofting it over the zone coverage. And Irving Fryer waiting 20 yards downfield makes the catch. And the Patriots on 2nd and 15 get 20 in a 1st down.
Donnie Shell, he makes the tackle, but with that defense spread all over the field, Don, you can see it's zone. Swain misses the bump on Fryer, and now this is right between the safeties who are deep, Shell and Eric Williams, and behind the linebackers, something that, unless the Pittsburgh Steelers change quickly, New England will be all over all day.
Fryer with a career week. That was the 16th catch of the year, averaging over 22 yards a catch.
Fryer
wide open on the far flank. Again, a New England Patriot coming out. Greg Hawthorne, the tight end, a former #1 draft choice of the Steelers. And again, the Steelers get a first down. The New England Patriots get a first down inside the 30-yard line.
I yelled Irving Fryer's name because about 10 yards deeper than Hawthorne, Fryer was uncovered, absolutely wandering through the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Hawthorne, big game for him. Former #1 pick of Pittsburgh Steelers. They tried him at running back. Raymond Berry went to Texas in the offseason, said, son, you're my starting tight end. There today.
Undersized for a tight end. It might be a factor in the Patriots not running the ball well. Rogan goes to the run, and Collins doesn't get much. He danced the ball from the 27 to perhaps the 26-yard line as cornerback John Swain made the stop for Pittsburgh, along with Brian Hinkle. We have 7 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the first quarter here at Three Rivers Stadium. There's no score on the board. The Steelers and the Patriots meeting for the first time since 1983. Cincinnati up on Houston. Big game at Atlanta. NFC Western opponents, the 49ers and the Falcons. We'll be checking the scores as the day wears on. Right now, on 2nd and 10, Grogan faces a blitz and gets the ball away to Tony Collins. First down, Patriots. Wow. Boy, that's 12 years of experience there. Read the blitz, went right to the hot area, threw right to where the blitzer came from.
Robin Cole was coming right at Grogan. He comes from the left-hand side of the screen. This ball is thrown before Collins ever turns around. Grogan puts it right on the money. Actually, it was Merriweather. Big catch. Little on the tackle. The New England Patriots throwing the ball at will here, Don.
Moving it down close. They've yet to put points up, though. It's a scoreless game. 1st and 10, New England. Fire was covered, and now a penalty marker comes in. We could have a holding call against New England. Hombres up front for the Steelers, getting the pressure on. Keith Gary led the pass rush.
Tripping on the offensive line. Grogan in his first quarter hot, 7 of 8, 86 yards. Had a brilliant half last week in the second half against the New York Jets. Of course, I thought the Jets played one of the best halves of offensive football I've ever seen in my life last week. No penalties on them. I think they only missed 2 pass completions. Just beat up New England.
Tripping, number 66, offense.
That's his second penalty on Paul Fairchild. He had a hold earlier. Now he's got a tripping. He's got to handle Gary Dunn, one of the real premier nose tackles you find in the league today, number 67 for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Interesting to see what Green Bay and the Colts do today. They winless, but leading contenders for in the Testaverde Bowl. Miami quarterback's going to be the #1 player picked in the NFL, according to all the scouting reports. As Grogan drills it and gets a man inside the 20. Missed tackle and advances down to the 13-yard line as Tony Collins came out of the backfield. Grogan waiting patiently, buying himself time with those good play fakes. Faking the ball to the running back.
On the Steelers' choice today is to lay off, drop linebackers, play total zone. You see Fryer here and Swain. Right underneath him comes Tony Collins. And you see they're just running the cornerbacks and defensive backs off and leaving it for the linebackers to make the tackles. That's tough against gifted receivers like New England Patriots have.
Grogan coming off that career-high game when he passed for 401 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Jets last Sunday. Steeler left Irby. It's like a free play for New England. Not much for Robert Weathers. There's another marker down. It was a second 8 play from the 14-yard line.
One is offsides. Pittsburgh. No, I guess they're going to call it against the New England Patriots. Illegal motion. So the Patriots seem to do better in this first quarter when they have a penalty. Then they come back with a big play.
I think another interesting observation, Trump.
Illegal motion. Offense, number 86, decline, 3rd down.
What's your observation? Let's hear it.
Raymond Berry said that even though the team's 3-3, they're playing as harder than they did last year. It's not a question of a lack of effort.
He thinks they're a much better team, too, much improved passing game. Now, this is the defense they've been beaten up.
14 of New England's wins last year by a touchdown or less. They won the close games last year because they had all those takeaways in field. Here's a throw to the end zone, but it's too high. Stanley Morgan didn't even go up as the ball came in high. And so it is now going to be another field goal try for Tony Franklin with 6:06 to play in the first quarter and still nothing on the board either way. Raymond wearing the team colors today. Patriot hat, golf shirt, and sweater.
Probably the most optimistic coach I think I've ever run across in my life. There is never any problem with his football team. With several days of practice and a couple of meetings won't cure it.
His second full year. He waited a long time to get his shot. What a good move that was. With Raymond Berrien at the helm. And now Franklin on a 36-yard attempt spins it very high, and Tony seems to think he has, and so do the officials, and the Patriots are on the board. It's 3-0 New England. Patriots kick it off when we come back. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Pittsburgh, where the Patriots have just taken a 3-0 lead. Patriots haven't been very welcoming for Bubby Brister. They're coming out of the rafters at him over the top.
Yeah, 3 attempts, 2 sacks. The other thing is that Pittsburgh is obviously on defense playing the linebackers off, their defensive backs off, as opposed to really rushing the quarterback.
Now Tony Franklin, who just hit a 36-yard field goal, ready to kick it off, hits a high spinner but not deep. Here come the Steelers. Chuck Sanders takes it up the middle, a big back, 235-pounder. Played high school football here in the Pittsburgh area, drafted by San Diego, picked up as a waiver wire acquisition, and he's knocked down by Jim Bowman of the Patriots. And here comes Walter Andrew Brister III again, a third-round draft choice out of Northeast Louisiana. Was a signee of the Detroit Tigers, broke thumb and dropped out of organized baseball, went to Tulane, and then switched to Northeast Louisiana. And he really impressed the scouts. The Rams were all ready to draft him. Steelers got to him first in the third round, but the Patriots have been putting the heat on. 3 attempts and 2 sacks so far. So he runs the ball. There's nothing there. Walter Abercrombie runs, and he is stuffed right back by Garin Veras. Larry McGrew is on the stop. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the National Football League is prohibited. It's a 3-0 game, New England. Second down and 10, Pittsburgh. Takes it up the middle, cut back run, and he advances the ball to the 35-yard line. And it's going to bring up third down at about 5. There's Mark Malone on the sideline, who was the starting quarterback and would like to be today, but Chuck Knowles going with the rookie.
You see the thumb taped on his throwing hand. He took half the snaps with Bubby Brister this week, but this is Bubby Brister's day.
For better or worse, against a killer defense. Here come the Pats. They pick up the blitz, and Brister did well just to release the ball. He had an open man, Lewis Lips, on a slant, but he didn't have it high enough, so the Steelers have to punt it.
Don, so far the New England defensive end Garris, and that time Andre Tippett eating up Pete Rostowski, number 63, who was playing offensive left tackle in place of Ray Penning. They've had problems there. That's where the sacks have come from. That's where Garin Veras made the big tackle on that previous play.
Irving Fryer's back deep now as Newsom punts the ball a second time and hits a beauty. Angled far and deep. And it'll carry out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Going to be at about the 19-yard line. So a 46-yard punt by Newsom, one of the few highlights the Pittsburgh Steelers have had when they've had the ball. We'll be back after this. The scoreboard, the Raiders down at the Orange Bowl in Miami, up on the Dolphins. Look at that. The Minnesota Vikings over the unbeaten favorite Chicago Bears. They're playing at Minneapolis, 13-0. Kramer ran for a touchdown and passed for one. 3-0 here. New England's in the lead and has the ball. First and 10 from the 19. Tony Collins takes it right at the Steeler defense and plows ahead for close to 5. Checking again the rest of the scoreboard now. 49ers in front of Atlanta. Houston and Cincinnati tied. Washington up on St. Louis. Cleveland up on Green Bay. Buffalo on a fumble recovery by Rod Bellinger leads Indianapolis. New Orleans starting to play better ball up on Tampa Bay. 3:58 to play in the first quarter here at Three River Stadium. It's a 3-0 game, New England. Second down for Grogan. He needs 6. Another fine throw, but Proctor lost it and almost booted it right into the hands of a defender.
That was very close to an interception. Pryor beat the coverage. Once again, they're trying to funnel the receivers to the outside. Swain underneath. Just about gets his hand on the ball. But Irving Pryor turns upfield, takes his eye off of it, and Shell almost makes it on the rebound.
Almost room service.
Almost room service. New England 1 of 3 on third down conversions. They face third down and, what'd you say here, 7?
About 6 and a half, and now they're set to go from the shotgun. They stack receivers to the lower portion. That's Pryor going back in motion. Grogan lets her fly, and he loses the ball to his receiver. Starling had it and lost it. Well, it was right there. First down and plenty more. He held on. Steelers come up to pop him, and so Pittsburgh now will get the ball back as New England has to punt it.
Swain was there to make a hit along with Merriweather. Did an excellent job. One thing you like about Grogan, he stands in there and looks downfield. Eason, the other quarterback, likes to throw it in the flat. 93, Keith Willis. Keith Gary there. That's a very catchable pass. Swain makes a nice break up there.
Rich Camarillo, a long-range punter, ready to hit the ball now for the Patriots. Rick Woods is back for Pittsburgh, standing at his 35. Not deep. Woods brings it back from the 37. He gets the turn on the coverage and gets it out across the 45-yard line. Hawthorne of the Patriots came down to get his former teammate, and now, after a 7-yard return, Bobby Brister, the rookie quarterback for the Steelers, will try again with 3:27 to play in the first quarter. New England's in the lead 3-0.
So far, Bobby Brister, no numbers, but he's got no protection either. Right there on Pete Rostowski, he's replacing Ray Penny, Darren Barris, and also Andre Tippett. Really made life tough for Mr. Rostowski so far.
Abercrombie stood up. Rembert got a shoulder on him, then some more Patriots. Raymond Berry told these guys, we've got to win every game, and it's got to start today. So we're 2 games behind a very good team in our own division. We've got to win every game. It's as simple as that.
This time, Rostowski has the job of just sealing out Darren Barris. Does a good job. We'll keep track of him on this series, see how Pete does. Tackle after about a 1.5-yard gain.
Brister gets a little time and makes the throw downfield, but is intercepted by Raymond Claiborne, and he takes it back to the 47-yard line.
Claiborne's first interception of 1986, a ball that should not have been thrown by Brister. That's Brister's first interception. He'd like to have that one back. Claiborne did an excellent job in coverage. You see him break underneath the receiver, and you'll see white jersey before you see black jersey. Intended for Sweeney. And the New England Patriots once again with great field position. First turnover of the day for either ball club.
You get the feeling, Trump, that Grogan can hit deep pretty close to any time he wants to. He's buying himself a lot of time with his fakes and good offensive blocking. Again, he throws, another hit downfield, but the tight end, Greg Bailey, can't hold on.
Pittsburgh staying with the same style of defense, walking away linebackers to help the cornerbacks. And then what New England is trying to do, there you see the front line of defense. That play action fake holds little, and they're trying to throw the ball underneath the defensive backs over the linebackers. That's a tough throw to make because you got to put an arc in it, but you also got to get it there in a hurry. Several balls have hit receivers' hands and ended up on the ground.
Beatty, the rookie from Stanford, should have had that, it would seem. Now it's second down and 10. 3-0 New England. The Tupu crashes ahead, and he gets 11 yards, 12 yards in a first down.
Nice trap right up the middle. Give credit to Brock, Wooten, and Fairchild right up the middle. Pull a nice little trap. They get somebody on the ground, and Tatupu pops through there. Concern for New England today, with Craig James out, Tatupu is their best special teams player, and he's going to play all special teams. They don't want to wear him out.
The Emperor looking on, Chuck Noll, 18th year as head coach of the Steelers. The only man to coach 4 Super Bowl winners. And now on a swing wide right, Tony Collins gets ahead for about 4 yards, down to the 36-yard line. John Swain, the new starter at left corner, made the stop for Pittsburgh with 1:54 on the clock running in the first quarter. 3-0 New England. The emotion that's usually so prevalent here at Three Rivers Stadium, not today, as the Steelers, off to a 1-5 start, doing their best to hold off what's got to be close to the best team in football when they're hitting on all 8 like they did against that win over the Jets. Fumble. Free ball now. Collins got it back, but lost a lot of yards. And a 2nd down and 5 play, he lost about 8 yards.
David Little on the tackle. That was very sloppy. Very sloppy. Here's Hawthorne up front. One of the problems people in New England feel is the lack of blocking by Hawthorne, an undersized tight end. Merriweather takes on Tatupu and Hawthorne. Almost a big turnover, but Collins somehow able to get that ball back. Loss of about 6 yards on the play. You mentioned this crowd. This used to be the most intimidating place to play in the NFL. Now I think it's more intimidating for Pittsburgh than it is their opponents.
Steelers still have a tough defense. Down linemen and linebackers, a very good group as Grogan stands in, lofts the ball, and there is Starring open inside the 20. Free ball. Starring gets his own and goes in. Just like they like it in Boston, as Stephen Starring was into his bag of tricks. Not like he planned it.
Sometimes the ball bounces against you, and sometimes the ball bounces for you. Same spot now that Steve Grogan has tried to exploit all day long. Over the linebackers, underneath the defensive backs, and Starring was standing there by himself. How about that bounce? I mean, he didn't even miss stride, and the thing comes up to his waist. Right back, right into the end zone. Harold Jackson, the receivers coach there.
Now Tony Franklin on the point after try. He got it just inside the upright.
Flag down.
A penalty marker down, though, at 35 seconds to play in the first quarter. If the point goes, it is 10-0 New England.
It's going to be against New England for hooking on the outside guy.
Let's try it again.
Estimation, Pittsburgh's got to come with a change-up defense here. Slow down New England's offense.
Holding offense number 50. Retry.
Interesting. It's usually a cauldron of emotion here at Three River Stadium. It stands looks like a painting today.
Very quiet. Maybe the next superstar in Pittsburgh will be Mario Lemieux, who plays in the Igloo, not Three River Stadium.
6 straight games, the Penguins, and Mara's had 2 5-point games back-to-back.
He's worth watching.
He was worth losing for. I don't think the Penguins tried too hard the year he was coming out. Wise move. They got him in the draft. Franklin hits the extra point in his next try. And so it is a 10-0 game. The favored Patriots take command with 35 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Now, Don, one of the things that's very important for any defense is time out there together, because then you know where to drop the coverage because the other guy's going to pick it up. You can see Swain, who is just off the injured reserve list. He's late getting there. Looks like Eric Williams makes the hit, but then right to his waist, the ball bounces to Stephen Starring, in for 6 points. Familiarity in the defense is the most important thing for zones to work. That time it didn't. Bounce right up here in my chest. Thank you very much. 7 points. We'll take it.
Yes, they will. First touchdown of the year for Stephen Starring, a 4th-year player from McNeese State. Tremendous speed. A college quarterback. And now the Patriots will kick it off again. Having lost 3 of their last 4 games, they've opened fast here against the Steelers.
On through 6 games plus this quarter, the Patriots have scored 15 touchdowns on receptions. Not bad, huh?
High-power passing game. Once the running game gets cooking, and James will not play today. offense in the league. Right now, Miami grades out number 1. Sanders runs back the kickoff and takes it across the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. Patriots touchdown drive, 52 yards in 5 plays.
Brister again. I see him referring to his wrist. He's got a little phone book there in his wrist.
Doesn't help.
The play will come. Yeah. What he needs is somebody up front protecting. They'll give him the play, then he'll refer to his wristband for the formation. There it is. Taped right to his skin.
He's going to wake up tonight seeing Larry McGrew, number 50, coming at him from the ceiling. Handoff to Abercrombie, and he's cut down in the backfield by Lawrence McGrew.
Now, one thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, they'll boo anybody out there playing on offense for the Steelers, not just Mark Malone.
Miami has taken the lead on the Raiders at the Orange Bowl. Washington in command of St. Louis. Time has run out, and there's the gun. That's the end of the first quarter with the score, the Patriots 10 and the Steelers nothing. We'll be back to Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh after this. Back at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Bubby Brister, the rookie quarterback, set to try and direct now the New England Patriots against the New England Patriot defense, which has been really coming at him hard. Second down and 10 arises. We start the second quarter with the Patriots in the lead 10-0.
Chuck Noll wondering, I think, on the sideline, Don, just what it takes for his football team to win. They've lost 2 in a row here at Three Rivers. They have never lost 3 in a row, trailing 10-0 the first half today. New records, dubious records being established by the Steelers.
Brister stands in. They give him some time, and he's intercepted. And this is going to go back and go the distance as Fred Marion picks it off and takes it in. And this might be a knockout punch early. With 14:50 to play in the first half, a 31-yard return with an interception by number 31. Fred Marion gives the Patriots command of the game 16-0.
Ray Claiborne got his first interception of the season today. Now Fred Marion, his first of the season. And also the Patriots' first interception of 1986, returned for a touchdown. Same thing. Cornerbacks are getting inside the receivers. Ball shouldn't have been thrown. Intended for Ehrenberg, 24. And will Malone warm up, or does he stay with Brister?
I think he might change pitchers pretty soon, but how do you want to break his confidence either?
Well, throwing interceptions.
Patriots are doing that.
Yes, throwing interceptions at return for a touchdown certainly breaks your confidence.
So it's 17-0, and we'll be back with another Patriot kickoff. Bobby Brister, an ignominious debut right now with an 0 for 3 passing number and 2 interceptions. He's also been sacked.
Talking to John Stallworth standing on the sideline. John can't help him today out with a knee injury.
Again, Franklin kicks off, and again, now Sanders isn't going to get it. It's picked up by the up back coming down with the ball for Pittsburgh. Dan Reader, who breaks it out across the 30-yard line, out across the 40, and he'll go and get his team on the offense at the 43. Greg Beatty was down to make the play for New England.
And Brister comes back at quarterback. Penalty against Pittsburgh, as always happens. The Steelers have not been able to run the ball at all. I think Ernest Jackson's carried it once so far today. This running game for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first 3 games averaged just 65 yards rushing per game. The last 3, 166.
Push in the back on the return.
The Steelers played a very sound game Monday night. Really should have beaten the favored Bengals at Cincinnati. One play turned the game, and that was when the Cincinnati punter ran one back. Jeff Hayes, 61 yards and a fake punt for a touchdown, and the Bengals ended up winning by 2. Now Brister, who's been intercepted twice earlier in this game, once for a touchdown, goes to the run, and there's nothing there as the Patriots defense again overwhelmed. Ernest Jackson ran the ball, but he ran right into Johnny Rembert.
This Patriot defense, even though it's had problems with its nose tackle, another team with just brilliant linebacking. And they're all in there. McGrew, Tippett, Blackman, Rembert, and Nelson play awfully well. Very, very strong linebackers, too.
Ehrenberg and Ernest Jackson are the runners for the Steelers. Pitch back comes to Jackson. And coming across to stuff him is the rookie from Toledo, Brent Williams.
You can see the Steelers have absolutely nothing going. And now on third down, you certainly turn loose the defensive line of the New England Patriots to rush the quarterback, which has been a big problem so far. Very little protection for Brister, and when he is protected, he's thrown the interception.
Bobby Brister on 3rd and 9. He goes to the draw, and Dan Reeder takes it straight ahead. A first-year running back from Delaware. He's going to be short by 2 yards of the first down. So the Steelers will have to punt the ball from deep in their own end. And the Patriots with a 17-0 lead in good position again when they get this punt back. As Irving Fryer drops back. Harry Newsom, the punter.
I never thought this would happen. 17-0 in the first quarter and a half. New England up on Pittsburgh.
Newsom gets one off somehow as the Patriots had a full rush, and here comes Irving Fryer. Stuck hard back at the 36-yard line. Greg Parr was down to get him first. Another good punt by Newsom, a 48-yarder. So with 12:39 to play in the first half, it's 17-0 New England. John Stallworth, one day to be in the National Football League Hall of Fame, but sidelined now with an injury, unable to help his Steelers. One of those Steelers with 4 Super Bowl rings. Right now, the Patriots looking to go back to the Super Bowl with a 17-0 lead in this game. Grogan stands in. Play faking, nothing there, and there's a marker down also as he goes down. Could be a hold. It is.
And that time, Steelers came with a blitz. Hinkle on the near side. They got to start putting some pressure on Grogan. Just changing the defense a little bit because New England is honed in on what the Steelers are doing now. There you see Hinkle trying to get Edmund Nelson around there. But Robert Weathers had Edmund Nelson on the outside, and Grogan takes the sack. First of the day for Pittsburgh.
So the ball is positioned at the 30-yard line. It is 2nd down and 16 coming up for New England. Speed on the flanks. Morgan at the top of your screen, Fryer at the bottom. That's where Grogan's looking. Now over the middle he goes to Mosey to Tupu. And on 2nd and 16, Mosey gets out to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Brian Hinkle knocked him down. Describing Mosey to Tupu, Raymond Berry says simply he is a football player. He's got the greatest admiration for Tupu. Goes every down like it's Super Bowl on the line. A reminder to our viewers that we'll be selecting the Budweiser most valuable player for today's game at the conclusion of the game. 3rd down now and 7 for the New England Patriots. Just 1 of 5 on converting 3rd downs of the Patriots, but they lead 17-0. Throw and a catch to Stanley Morgan. Wow. The great ones go into the teeth of the defense and come out with it. That was a fabulous play. That takes guts.
18-yard catch. Morgan, who's lost about 7 or 8 pounds from last year, was encouraged by Raymond Berry to get down to that weight, knowing he will catch the ball over the middle.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
This is a collision, and he knows he's going to get hit. Off to his best start ever. Already got 7 touchdown receptions, and the Roadrunner will get it in traffic.
Roadrunners trained down, lost 6 pounds, 181 to 175, but it's made a difference. I guess if 2 pounds can make a difference on a 1,000-pound racehorse, can on a flyer like Stanley Morgan. Up the middle they go to Tupu. Thundering ahead, he is inside the 20-yard line and down to the 17. Now the Steeler fans become impatient as a 25-yard gainer is put up.
That looked like busted coverage. Anthony Hinton was the guy who makes the tackle, but Tupu released through the middle of the Steeler defense, and there is nobody, absolutely nobody near him. The Steeler defense confused, which is something that doesn't normally happen here. Tony Dungy, the defensive coordinator, has been very proud of the way this defense is played, but today they're giving up lots of big plays.
More to come as the Patriots are a cooking. Tony Collins breaks through as a marker goes down. He's all the way down to the 6-yard line. On a first down carry, he got 11 and a first down if the play goes. It's another hold, though, signaled against New England.
Interesting play call by Raymond Berry. I should say by Steve Grogan. He calls his own plays. They bring Hawthorne in motion. The tight end, he runs a trap on Gary Dunn.
Holding number 27, offense.
Hawthorne was the guy coming in motion. He traps on the nose tackle, and that's where the hold is called. You see Brock and Hawthorne leading right on Gary Dunn, and then Weathers 24 in front of Collins, but it all comes back. Grogan throwing today. Spectacular again, 12 of 18, 191 in a touchdown. Picking up where he left off last week against the Jets.
It's amazing to see the contrast in the veteran and the rookie. Grogan checks out everybody before he releases it. Blitz or not, doesn't matter. He's checking them all out, stands in and releases again to Irving Fryer, who's down to the 19-yard line. 2nd and 20 play. Still going to bring up now 2nd and long, 2nd and about 14. John Swain made the tackle.
This passing game by the New England Patriots made even more impressive when you consider the numbers, the touchdowns they've collected as receivers, and also the fact that Steve Grogan and Tony Eason have yet to throw an interception in 1986.
Bobby Brister hadn't thrown one in his first start, but he has 2 today. 1 run back by Fred Marion for a Patriot touchdown. Now to Robert Weathers, taking it straight at the Pittsburgh Steelers on 2nd down and 13. He hits down to about the 18-yard line. Game clock down to 8:50 and running. It's 17-0 New England.
Now let's see what the Steelers prefer to do. They bring in 2 extra defensive backs and a defensive lineman, Keith Gary, for pass rush. And throughout this first half, the Patriots have found that dead spot behind the linebackers in front of the defensive backs for easy completions, Don.
Third down and about 12 as it looks like Grogan changed the play.
Blitz.
Full blitz. He stands in. There's a catch down inside the 5-yard line for a first down.
Wow.
Rocketing off the flank was Irving Fryer. 13-yard gain, and the Patriots now 1st and goal.
Don, they are eating them alive every single time the Pittsburgh Steelers call a defense. The Patriots have the perfect play. This time it's number 28 for the Lupe Sanchez in coverage on Fryer. That really is a mismatch, and Grogan puts it right on the numbers, in stride, laces up on the right foot. His 3rd catch of the day. They are just tearing apart the Steeler defense.
David, just the sheer raw athletic power in this New England lineup. Like Irving Fryer, I saw him in that super teams competition. As Robert Weathers heads for the end zone on his cut down. Fryer's overall athletic ability is almost hard to believe. You've seen him jumping over things. 9.2 speed, whatever he's got, 200 pounds. David Little made the stop short of the end zone, but it will be 2nd down now and goal for the Patriots at the 2-yard line. Stanley Morgan has maybe the most remarkable stat of any receiver now playing. He averages over 20 yards per catch career. He's caught tons.
And shows no signs of slowing down this year.
Off to his best start yet. Pitch back Weathers. Going hard. He's cut down short. He's inside the 1-yard line, but not there. As the game clock ticks down to 6:40 and running. Patriots looking to add to their 17-0 lead. As we pause briefly for station identification, this is the NBC television network.
WCSH Television, Channel 6, Portland.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy on NBC on a perfect day in Pittsburgh from a weather standpoint. But for the Steelers, it is raining hard as the Patriots are rolling. Grogan with 14 completions for 216 yards and a touchdown already. It's a 17-0 game. That number's going to change soon, though, as the Patriots go for yet another score, and they don't get there. Steeler defense playing hard. Comes up and makes the stop. Brian Hinkle hits Robert Weathers, and it brings up 4th down, and Tony Franklin's looking to come out.
Hinkle, Merriweather making the tackle. They catch to that line of scrimmage, running right behind the offensive left side of the New England Patriots team. Fairchild and Holloway, and they're going for it, Don. Rubbing salt in the wound here, hurt early in the football game in Pittsburgh.
Well, I think they want to get their running game going.
Well, you run it here, and then Pittsburgh's got first and 99.
Maybe they're not going to run it. Maybe they're not going to. Grogan, 4th and goal from less than a yard. He's gonna. He takes it over the top, and he didn't get there.
No signals.
So the Steelers take over. And sold out. Following at Three Rivers Stadium, up and saluting the Pittsburgh defense. Keith Willis, that big defensive end for Northeastern, was one of the first men to meet him.
Surprising that Grogan would call his own number. And you can see Gary Dunn is in there. Linebackers in there. No touchdown.
Very nice second look. And now let's see what the Steelers can do as we go to live action from inside their 1. Just looking for breathing room, and they get some as Walter Abercrombie breaks it ahead for a 6-yard gain and gets him out of jail for the moment. Now to Bill McAtee.
All right, Don, after missing 2 weeks, Marcus Allen is having a big day today against the Dolphins. Touchdown pass here from Mark Wilson. Jackie Shipp out there trying to cover him. Second touchdown today for Marcus. It is 20-7 Raiders, second quarter.
Back at Three Rivers, we have 2nd down and 4 coming up now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who trail 17-0. Misconnection in the backfield. And then Jackson takes on tacklers. Dan Reeder running with the ball. As Jackson led him, and now it's going to be a game of less than a yard, really, where they stop the ball, and there's a player down.
And I think the hardest hit on that play was Bobby Brister. Brister and Reeder ran into each other.
Brent Williams, looks like Brent Williams, the rookie defensive end, shaken up.
Sometimes you're going to have that happen on the offense when a new inexperienced quarterback is in there. You can at times forget which way to turn. That time Reeder and Bobby Brister ran into each other. No gain whatsoever.
This guy was a real fine lower round draft choice who jumped in to start. They got Sims back today too. Kenneth Sims in uniform. Looks like he might have bulked up a little in that layoff.
He's been out for quite a while.
Back problem. Raymond Berry says it was the kind of injury where he could do nothing to stay in shape while he was out. He had to completely rest it.
And of course that means you gain a little weight when you can't lift weights or work out very hard. And the result is that Sims is going to be a while before he gets back and plays on a regular basis. Not impressive numbers for the Steelers offense in the first half.
The Steelers have a fabulous new talent at wide receiver. Their fans are aware, the 3rd-year receiver Lewis Lipps, but he has only 11 catches this year, and he's been troubled by hamstring pull. Is on 3rd and short. The Patriots come knocking and stuff the run of Walter Abercrombie. Andre Tippett was on the play.
First time we've called Andre Tippett's name today, but what a force on the football field for the New England Patriots. We'll take on 1, 2, sometimes even 3 blockers, sheds them, absolutely there to make the tackle. I think Ouija Thompson, 87, had the enviable task of trying to block Mr. Tippett.
So Brister and the offense go out, and Newsom is back on to punt the ball. Hits a spiral downfield. Irving Fryer looks at it, is going to let it roll, and takes a hop back the wrong way. It's picked up on the run by Fred Marion.
Heads up play.
Boy, was it. He's had a couple a day now. You'll remember that Fred Marion intercepted Brister and ran it in for 31 yards and a touchdown. This time, the Patriots get excellent field position on a very alert play by Marion, picking up the ball that bounced the wrong way.
That is a free ball once it's punted down there. Marion with excellent hands, disregard for his body, just concentrating on the football. Once again gives the New England Patriots unbelievable field position.
Now it is 1st down and 10. Actually, the ball, I think, has to hit somebody. Doesn't he free?
Not for the offensive team, Don.
No, not for the defense. They keep the cover. Kickoff. Here is a handoff now. A pitch to Tony Collins, who comes near side and gets down to the 21-yard line. The Patriots challenging again. You remember the last time they had the ball, though, they were down at the goal line, and on 4th and inches, Grogan went over the top and was thrown back, and Pittsburgh took over the ball. The game clock running fast now as it's down to 3:25. Patriots leading 17-0.
On this Steeler defense has spent the entire first half on the football field. This has got to be sold by the quarterback, and Grogan does an excellent job, and then Collins breaks the tackle of Hinkle, only a sure-handed tackler. Woods misses him. That's good hard-nosed yardage by Tony Collins.
Grogan now realigns his tight end, Hawthorne.
Not sure exactly what to do.
Second down, Patriots need 4 from the 22-yard line of Pittsburgh. Throwing a catch, Irving Fryer. Fish hook hands for Irving. He's got a couple of tough balls over the middle today, and he's down inside the 15-yard line. It's a first down.
That was on John Swain in coverage. Every time Pittsburgh's come with man-to-man, they go with the slant Irving Fryer. It's worked. You see Hinkle 53 going out in the flat. That means Swain has got Irving Fryer by himself. And then every time the Pittsburgh Steelers go with the zone defense, they throw it to the backs underneath. An excellent offensive game plan by New England today.
Grogan, a 12-year veteran, moving the ball all over the field, hitting virtually everything he puts up. Collins down to the 10-yard line. A gain of about 4 on the run. Gerald Williams, a rookie nose tackle, was on the stop for Pittsburgh as the game winds down to the 2-minute warning. So the Patriots continue to lead 17-0, and we'll be back to Pittsburgh after this. Back at Three River Stadium, Don Quickie with Bob Trumpy. A week ago, the Patriots were out of the game early in the third quarter. They were down to the Jets 24-0. Not about to let that happen again.
Yeah, I think New England knows exactly how Pittsburgh feels today. Last week, the Patriots were absolutely dominated by a perfect performance in the first half by the Jets. And today, New England keeping up the way they played the second half last week. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, their defense has really been on the field so much in the first half, and the offense has produced no first downs, no yards passing, and just 25 yards rushing. And it's been almost a practice session for the Patriots.
They look good to do the defending AFC champions, and right now they have the ball second down and 8. Grogan against the blitz, an open man. It's a touchdown, New England. A thing of beauty. Count Collins, as again they try to get Grogan with the blitz, and again the veteran stands in, sees the open area, lofts the ball there. Collins with a diving reception, and the route is on as the Patriots extend their lead to 23-0.
Don, I'm telling you, Grogan may have thrown the ball better in some games, but he's not called a better game. Every single time he read what the Pittsburgh defense was doing. That time you saw 53 Hinkle on the blitz. He knows who the outlet receiver is, gets it to Collins. Collins' 7th catch of the day for 57 yards. They are absolutely inside the helmet of Tony Dungy. They know what Pittsburgh's going to do defensively. I've never seen a better half played by the New England Patriots.
We harken back, and if the Patriot fans haven't seen the Steelers, they have a very sound defense to the Steelers. They've had problems on offense, but today the New England passing game has been absolutely overwhelming.
Oh, this has been brilliant. Grogan calls his own plays as the quarterback. As a matter of fact, when Tony Eason is out there at quarterback, Grogan calls the plays for him. And Grogan has got Pittsburgh wired today. Pittsburgh has not come up with a defense that Grogan has not just picked apart, known exactly what's going on.
4 plays, 27 yards. Grogan to Collins for the touchdown. At halftime, we'll be going to Bill McAtee, Ahmad Rashad, and Paul McGuire in New York. Our producer today for NBC Sports is Steve Dans. Our director, John Gonzalez. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Mike Weissman. As we have 1:55 left to play in the first half, and the Steelers find themselves in deep trouble, down 24-0. To a team that was told by its coach Raymond Berry, you've got to start winning right now. We can't afford to lose another game, he told him. He said it's a cliche must game. He said this is a must one, and so are the ones after it.
They must have listened. 24 points in the first half and total domination of a very good football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Downfield, kickoff is banged by Tony Collins, and here comes Sanders. Big back with the motor from Slippery Rock. And Sanders gets down to the 22-yard line. Sanders played at, I think, Penn Hills High School. We've got high school teams around here that can beat a lot of colleges. North Hills. Mother Lode, a football talent, Western Pennsylvania. Aliquippa, Connellsville, Butler.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be an awful lot in Three River Stadium this season.
They got a high school team here now that some people rate #1 in the country, North Hills. It's bigger than most college teams.
Is that right?
Yeah, they got 6'4" and 240-pound linebackers. Walter Abercrombie breaks it now and gets across the 35-yard line out to the 37.
These fans, they're waiting for
14-yard gain.
For something to cheer on offense. Longest pickup of the day for the Steelers, and their first down comes with 1:25 to go in the first half.
I've always thought you could recruit a great team from the stands at Three River Stadium. There's more big guys walking around with all state jackets on. Got some hombres sitting here watching.
Now they think they can play.
First down for Pittsburgh, and now Brister calls a timeout. Didn't like the defense and wants to get some counsel. We'll come back to Three Rivers after this. I think Coach Raymond Berry was down 24-0.
He doesn't change much on the sideline no matter what happens.
Great guy. Here is a handoff now to Abercrombie, turning upfield. He crosses the 40, gets out to the 41-yard line. Berry told us yesterday he thinks that they've got a third-string quarterback on the Patriot team that's going to be a star someday, and that is Ramsey. Ramsey from UCLA. He told Ramsey during the week, he said, I watched George Blanda sit at Chicago for 4 years. I watched Jurgensen sit behind Van Brockman. I watched Earl Morrall sit behind Unitas. 2 of them are in the Hall of Fame. He said, you're going to be a great player in this league someday. Just keep learning your trade, and remember, you're not getting hit now when you're not playing. You're going to play longer. Long ball downfield, and it's off the fingertips of Lippett. Near corners, they tried to go deep. Going to Lewis Lips.
First time they've even had enough time to think about throwing the ball downfield, Don. Ramsey may get some letter minutes this afternoon. Second half, 24-0. Raymond Berry is not one to rub it in. You want to keep Grogan healthy if you possibly can. Pittsburgh to this point has 1 first down. They're 0 for 4 in third down conversions.
Interesting thing about Grogan's performance last week, the 400-yard passing game. He'd not started a game in almost a year prior to that. On third down and 5, Brister gets some time and loops it downfield to Lewis Lips, and the Steelers get a big passing play inside the 40-yard line of New England.
23 yards on the reception. Excellent job done by Sweeney. Just scraping off the defensive back, Lippett. Lips breaks inside. Steelers get a big reception.
And we'll be back with Pittsburgh on the go in a moment.
You'll watch Brister find Lewis Lips. No one close. Lippett with the tackle. Big pickup by Pittsburgh. Some life in their offense now.
Bobby Brister, his confidence up after that completion, lofts the ball downfield, but there's too much on it. Out of bounds intended for Calvin Sweeney. After Monday night's game at Cincinnati, Sam White, the coach of the Bengals, said of Bobby Brister, that is the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, some people here in Pittsburgh think that's true too. As we mentioned in the top of the show, Don, 2 ways you judge a quarterback: his numbers and then how he makes people play around him. And it appeared last week that Bobby Brister kind of elevated the play of the Steelers. Today, unfortunately, with his 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown, not getting the job done.
Brister on 2nd and 10, throwing on the run. Calvin Sweeney out of bounds. Didn't get much. Did get some. They got about 3 inside the 35-yard line. Ronnie Lippett was covering on the play as the game clock is down to 7 seconds. We'll be going to NFL 86 in New York at halftime. The biggest upset of brewing today is at Minneapolis, where the Vikings are leading the Chicago Bears 16-0.
Patriots more than happy to give the Steelers a 2 or 3 yard gain. Calvin Sweeney shaking his head. Yes, he may be the primary receiver here on a flat and up. Come out to the sideline and turn up. Let's see.
Maybe the Bears will put Flutie in there.
Not even signed to a contract yet. It's for 87, right?
There's a throw and a catch to Weegee Thompson, and he is down inside the 20, but time runs out. Too little too late for the Steelers. They get down close to the dismay of Bobby Brister. He starts to move the club, but too late. The clock runs out, and so at halftime, the Patriots go to the locker room with a 24-0 lead.
Numbers all on New England's side. Grogan has done a great job of calling this offense for the Patriots in the first half. Whatever the Steelers have called, Grogan's been one up on them. Raymond Berry got to be very pleased with his team's performance, especially after having lost 4 out of their last 5, to have a half in the books like this.
Raymond Berry well pleased with what is the best passing offense his team has displayed this season. Well, I guess against the Jets last week, it couldn't get much better than that, but it probably has today. We'll be going to NFL 86 shortly with the Patriots in the lead 24-0. We'll be back with NFL 86 after these messages from your local station. Look at some of those first half highlights now, and the passing game was on the touchdown throws. Some excellent work here. Although Starring got a break as he hits to the end zone, loses the ball, but low, right into his hands it pops, and he's in for a touchdown.
Someday it bounces your way, and I guess that should have told us. This is Marion on the interception.
Fred Marion with a touchdown reception.
His first touchdown on an interception, his first of the 1986 season, and then Tony Collins. Grogan reads the blitz. Collins gets open. 6 points. No matter what Pittsburgh's defense has put out there on the field today, Don, unfortunately for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, Grogan has eaten it alive.
3 touchdown throws and a Tony Franklin field goal makes it 24-0 at half. Irving Fryer of the New England Patriots has a way of celebrating in the end zone. It's been compared to entertainer
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman. Watch this now, and you'll see Irving and Pee Wee. Showtime.
To Fryer, and it'll be a Patriot touchdown.
All right, there we go. Look at Pee Wee.
Which one is Irving Fryer? Which one is Pee Wee Herman? That's Pee Wee. That's Irving.
Isn't that great? Let's see Irving do that.
Well, he's done just about everything else. So have the New England Patriots in the first half. Their defense is also just absolutely shut out Pittsburgh Steelers. Just, they have nothing going whatsoever. The yards they got in the last minute of the first half, passing the only yards they got the entire half.
And their defense has been pretty sound all year, as we've been mentioning, but it might be hard to believe if you haven't seen the Steelers yet this year. But the Patriot passing game perfectly conceived, and I think the halftime numbers will show the overwhelming dominance of New England.
Actually, Don, if you also consider that a couple of times New England got down there, missed a field goal, had it blocked by Donnie Shell, and then also had a couple of penalties that really got him out of field goal range, the score could have been a lot worse. Time of possession. This is exactly what the Patriots went through last week against the Jets, only they had the Steelers numbers.
That blinking neon sign, 3 of the Steelers, all 3 of those first downs came in the last drive when time ran out. They were moving the ball then. It'll be interesting to see what they can do now as we open the second half. There is Ramsey, the young quarterback that was counseled this week by Coach Raymond Berry and told, keep learning your trade. Berry is absolutely convinced he's going to be a star in the NFL. And hearing it from Raymond Berry has to be encouraging. He's seen a few and been one.
Caught some from several great quarterbacks in the NFL. I would think that Ramsey might get some playing time in his second half. You don't ever want to beat up an opponent so bad that it's something they remember for years. Pittsburgh on their way to losing their 3rd straight here in Three River Stadium. They've lost an awful lot in a lot of places, but never here in Three River Stadium. And Bubby Brister, not quite as brilliant today as he was last week against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, you hate to see a great tradition down for the moment, but the Steelers will be back. They got the same excellent management team in place led by the Rooneys. And they're not going to get Testaverde because they're not going to play that 0-16 football. That's what's probably going to take to get him. I think some teams are going to compete for that. Starting this day, Kevin Butler of the Chicago Bears had outscored the entire Indianapolis Colt team. Now the kickoff comes to Sanders of the Steelers, and he takes it straight ahead and gets it out to the 35-yard line. So Brister and the Steelers, who moved the ball well in that closing drive in the first half, when time ran out before they could get any points, come out again to see if they can keep it going. They're going to be throwing.
Don, what Pittsburgh has to do, I disagree with you a little bit. I think what Pittsburgh has to do is go back to their basic game plan they wanted to start the game with. Try to establish something offensively. Now, for New England, you got to make sure the early stage of this third quarter they don't get fat by reading that scoreboard.
To the run they go. Not much is there for Walter Abercrombie. On a first down carry, he gets to the 38-yard line. 2 yards. Lawrence McGrew made the stop. Two of the top defenders for the New England Patriots are out of this game. Steve Nelson and Don Blackman with minor injuries. They're both in uniform. Andre Tippett, Ed Williams, Lawrence McGrew, and Johnny Rembert are the backers for the Patriots. Huge linebackers on the ends lining up like Kenneth Sims is now in to start the third quarter as a handoff goes to Abercrombie, and he breaks ahead for a first down. Abercrombie, a former #1 draft choice from Baylor, moves ahead to about the 47-yard line. Raiders doing some damage to Miami down at the Orange Bowl. Minnesota up 16-0 on the Bears at Minneapolis. Bears, of course, one of the two unbeatens. Chicago and Denver at 6-0. Right now, on first down, Bubby Brister, the rookie quarterback for the Steelers, set to put his first pass of the second half in the air, and he's going deep. Coming back at the ball and catching it his lips, but then he lost it out of bounds, and they're ruling it incomplete.
No catch. No catch. Juggled on the sideline. That one Brister had time to throw. Set up well. And this ball kind of gets out around a little bit. Well, it really doesn't. It's a pretty good spiral. Louis Lips just trying to catch the ball and stay in bounds. Ball pops loose. Of course, now if the ball is popped loose by the ground, should go as a completion. The fans, look around the stadium. Look how many people have already left Three River Stadium. That's unbelievable. Down 24-0. They're all home to watch the second half on television, I guess.
Now we have a handoff, but no gain. Ernest Jackson tried to run the ball, and those big Patriot backers stuff it early, shooting the gaps, and that brings now third down and 11 coming up.
Nice job that time by Ed Reynolds making the tackle. This is as quiet as I think I've ever heard Three River Stadium. In all the years I've been coming here as a player and as a broadcaster, very little to cheer about today.
Well, there's been some great moments in this stadium, though. Many. Steelers of the 70s, maybe the best enterprise this league has ever put forth. And right now, a swing pass out of the backfield. And coming down with the ball is Rich Ehrenberg, and he's out to the 45-yard line. But he'll be short of a first down by 3, and so the punting team comes out.
Ernest Gibson was the nickel back there on the tackle. But Bubby threw it to a guy who didn't have enough to pick up the first down.
Newsom, who has punted the ball well, ready to drill it downfield to Irving Fryer. It's blocked by New England. Coming in together was Lawrence McGrew. Coach Eddie Kayette with some instructions for the referee.
Don, this was not planned either. Newsom does take a long time to punt the football, but this was not a planned block. McGrew just got the opportunity and took advantage of it. He's going for a spot about 4 yards in front of the punter. See that? Tippett's on the other side, number 56.
So the Patriots get it, and we'll be back after this. With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Crickey back at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As the Pittsburgh kickers are out there taking a look from the sideline. They've had little action today. Anderson surely has had little, as the Steelers are without points, trailing New England 24-0 with 12:13 to play in the third quarter. New England a 24-0 leader at halftime.
And that's the second punt that Newsom has had blocked, and you can see this is not an intentional rush. Lawrence McGrew is just untouched there to block the punt, and Newsom didn't take an extraordinary long period of time. I don't think anybody touched McGrew.
The right tackle for the Patriots, Steve Moore, rivals the refrigerator for girth and weight. Rogan releases against a blitz, and he would have been intercepted, but two Steelers collided.
He got it.
He got it.
Shell got it.
Donnie Shell gets the interception, his 49th career.
Looked like the collision was going to knock the ball loose. Looked like it was between Donnie Shell. Well, we'll see. The intended receiver is Fryer. That's Clayton underneath.
Clayton way underneath.
And he still tries to get it there. It's Shell and Clayton that collide, but Donnie Shell hangs on. On that last pass, Steve Grogan got his hand smashed, his left hand. Merriweather from behind, 57. And Sims, you can't really see what happens. It looks like the little finger on his left hand really gets smashed in there. He's being attended to by doctors on the sideline.
We go back to live action. Straight ahead run doesn't get much for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Once again, it's Willis that is in there along with Merriweather. When that hand comes out, you see the little finger. Can't really tell if there's any injury, but the doctors are feverishly working on the sideline on Steve Grogan. He's not only the quarterback, he also calls the plays. Eason is warming up, so Grogan's got to be healthy enough to instruct from the sideline.
Right now it is second down for Brister and the Steelers as they go to the run. A quick trap block. Doesn't get much. Jackson did get to the 11-yard line, and that'll bring up third down and 4. Eason apparently is going to go in. They didn't want to put him in. Ray Berry said his ribs are pretty well recovered, but he's afraid he would be right back to that 2-week wait if he gets hit on him again.
Well, the other thing is Grogan is playing so darn well. But now, I imagine they'll go in there and be very conservative with Tony Eason because he, too, is a brilliant quarterback for the Patriots.
Grogan didn't have enough throws to qualify for the ratings lead, although he had the highest number, 114 plus. Eason is the highest rated quarterback in the NFL right now. Right now, the Steeler fans showing their displeasure with the straight ahead running game and against a defense that has really overwhelmed Pittsburgh for the most part. And so with the clock running in 10 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the third quarter, Newsom is out to punt the ball again to Irving Fryer. Ball is down at the 49-yard line. Rick Woods counting the ball for the Steelers. 37-yard punt by Newsom of Pittsburgh. And here comes the New England offense back out. We'll check the quarterback in a moment. At Minneapolis, the Vikings continue to lead the undefeated Bears 16-0 now in the third quarter. Philadelphia's rallied to tie up Dallas in the third quarter. Raiders laying waste to the Dolphins, at least at the moment. As right now, Steve Grogan has come back out to quarterback the Patriots. The doctors checked his injured left hand, and here he is ready to go as he hands off to Tutu. Gary Dunn, the nose tackle for the Steelers, knocks him down for no gain.
Grogan gets his entire hand taped. You can see there's blood coming out of the wrapping, but from the snap now, that injured hand is on the bottom. He takes the ball right on the palm of his bottom hand. It looked like he may have gotten his finger split, Don. Eason warmed up, but Grogan stays
left
in.
Hand, we're told.
Lacerated left hand.
He hit it on a face mask. Now in second down and 10, Grogan's right arm is fine, and he throws a lead pass that has too much on it for Collins. Incomplete, stops the clock with 9:20 to go in the third quarter. The rest of the scoreboard. Big game in Atlanta, 49ers and the Falcons. Cincinnati looking to maintain his share of the lead in the AFC Central with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland holding to a 4-point lead over the winless Packers. Grogan, 6'4", 210. He was a 5th-round draft choice out of Kansas State 12 seasons ago. The ball is dropped by Rick Woods at the 25-yard line. On a platter, but he couldn't handle it.
Ball was intended for Irving Fryer, the same spot they had gotten so frequently in the first half. Over the linebackers, underneath the defensive backs. This ball is tipped by Hinkle, and Woods can't quite get his hands on it. He comes into the picture right there. Oh, this is right out of his hands. So Camarillo in to punt.
Mike Woods, who dropped the interception, is back now to return the punt. Camarillo didn't get too much of that. He angles it far sideline and hits a photographer squarely on the head.
Not much on that one, Don.
Tonight, World Series 1986 goes to Game 2 at Shea Stadium in New York. Roger Clemens for the Red Sox, Dwight Gooden for the Mets. Airtime at 8 o'clock on NBC. What a game last night.
Tonight's game might be very similar. An unearned run. Boston wins. I don't think Clemens or Dr. K are going to give up many runs, earned or unearned.
I know one thing. Gooden doesn't like cold weather. I don't know if Clemens does, but Gooden doesn't.
Clemens is from Texas. I doubt if he likes it either.
Brister, play faking, takes a look and swings it out, and it's tipped away from the tight end, Preston Gothard. Fred Marion, who has an interception and a return for a touchdown, recovered and knocked the ball away. Jim Rice said a mouthful, I think, when after the game last night, he said, you know, getting pressure situations like this, anybody can make a mistake, and these games turn on one mistake.
Interesting, too, that Tuffle makes the error on his own field. You would think that might happen in Boston, but he should certainly know that spot at second base. He just got a bad hop and went through his legs, and the run scores.
A big year in the hub of the universe. Celtics NBA champions. Red Sox knocking on a World Series championship. A long way off yet, though. Here is a handoff to Abercrombie, and the Patriots are going to be very close to the Super Bowl if they don't get there again.
And the Boston Bruins aren't bad either under Butch Goring. They can play. People have to start taking out loans to accommodate all the money they're spending for all the tickets for the sporting events that they've got to go to.
The Steelers, Trump, are 2 for 8 converting third downs. And now Brister, the rookie quarterback, has a 3rd and 11, and the Patriots will be sending some big people in a hurry. They give him time. Now he's running out of it. Watch out. That's a fumble. It is a free ball, and the Patriots go after it, and who's got it?
Patriots have the football. Andre Tippett's got it. It's going to be first down in point-blank range for the New England Patriots. Brister never saw anyone coming at all. From behind, he was shillelagh'd. Ball gets loose.
These guys are tough. Those big backers on New England, and 2 of their best are out. That was that big defensive end, Brent Williams.
He makes the initial hit, and then you see Garen Veras and also Andre Tippett going after the ball. Finally recovered point-blank range.
This will be lights out Pittsburgh if it wasn't long ago. Steelers trailing 24-0 with 8:10 to play in the 3rd quarter. Pitch back. Robert Weathers, and again the Steelers cut him down. You'll recall that goal line stand in the 2nd quarter. Keith Willis led the tacklers, number 93. Now while we have a moment, let's go to NFL 86, and here is Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Don, in Miami, the Dolphins fight right back. Here, Dan Marino goes up top to Mark Super Duper on a great catch. 44-yard reception. 1 play later, Marino hits Dan Johnson on a 5-yard scoring pass. The Dolphins trail the Raiders 23-14, 3rd quarter.
Out as the Patriots now trying again. 2nd down and goal from 2 yards out. Weathers actually lost a yard. Logan throws, and it's caught for a touchdown. Coming down with it is Willie Scott. Tight end who hadn't had much action this year, but Willie Scott slips into an open gap, and Grogan finds him against a blitz, and it's touchdown New England. It's 30-0 Patriots.
And it's not even that close. 3 turnovers by Pittsburgh, all 3 turned into points. Chuck Noll has stated week by week with this team, you just try to get a little bit better and hopefully get back to respectability.
Grogan's going to have some quarterback rating this week. 4 touchdown throws, no interceptions. Hit about 80% of what he's put up. The extra point by Tony Franklin is good, and with 7:22 to play in the 3rd quarter, it is now 31-0 New England. Steve Grogan with 3 touchdown throws today, and the Patriots, Trump, have now had a touchdown pass in the last 32 games.
Now, the most impressive statistic, the Patriots have thrown 17 touchdown passes through 6 games in the 1986 season, no interceptions by quarterbacks. Absolutely phenomenal.
6 touchdown throws in the last 2 games for Steve Grogan, who had the 3 last week against the Jets.
And it's not over.
No. Franklin getting a lot of kickoff practice today as he booms it downfield. It's taken by Sanders. And he's taken by the Patriots at the 24-yard line. Tupu led the charge.
And the thing, too, about the New England Patriots, they have not allowed the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game at all. Coming out, begin the second half, leading 24-0, you would certainly expect, and it's understandable, that the Patriots might sag a little bit. They have not done so whatsoever. The Jets sagged a little bit last week, allowed New England to get back in the ball game. Patriots not allowing Steelers to do that at all.
Hand off to Ernest Jackson. And he does well, moving the ball out across the 30-yard line on a first down carry, gain close to 8. We go again to the scoreboard. Miami making it a bit closer now at the Orange Bowl against the Raiders. Minnesota continues to lead the Bears 16-0. We have 6:52 to play in the third quarter here at Pittsburgh. $31-0 New England. Patriots go on the road again next week. They'll play at Buffalo. Abercrombie with a good quick move to the outside. He had a 75-yard touchdown run Monday night against Cincinnati. They came back on a motion call against a wide receiver. That hurt.
It was a good run to the outside, which is where Pittsburgh likes to run the football. And of course, when you do that against New England, Don, you're going absolutely at the strength of this New England defense. Had Blackman on one side, had Tippett on the other. So you've got to really pick your spots when you run to the corner against New England.
Next for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a home game with the Cincinnati Bengals. The second meeting in 3 games at Cincinnati. Brisker can't throw it to a linebacker or a defensive end. Jaron Veras boomed it right back at him.
This kid has emerged as a terrific player for the New England Patriots. Former tight end out of Stanford, converted to a defensive end, playing like gangbusters.
We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WCSH Television, Channel 6, Portland.
Clear and sunny in Pittsburgh. Temperatures in the 50s. Patriots dominating the Steelers, leading 31-0 with 6:20 to play in the third quarter. Abercrombie. People blocked for him, and Abercrombie on second down and 10 got ahead for 3. Patriots is loaded with outstanding athletes, Grogan among them. Despite an injured left hand, suffered in the third quarter, he's been right in there. A 3-touchdown performance today, throwing the ball. Patriots took over this game at the outset. About 10-0 after the first quarter, 24-0 at halftime. It's now 31-0. Steelers have gone the distance with number 6, the rookie quarterback from Northeast Louisiana, Bubby Brisker. He needs 8. He's got it. As he goes to Weegie Thompson down to the 47-yard line of New England.
Don, all these last 2 weeks here in Pittsburgh, television stations have run polls. Radio sports talk shows have run polls. 90% of the people in Pittsburgh wanted Bubby Brisker to start. With Mark Malone, no respect whatsoever. I think the talk shows and the polls are going to be kind of moot this week. Brisker is not the answer.
I'll take him. Malone has been vilified here. I mean, he just... They're going to back off of him.
Bubby's numbers 4 of 13, 2 interceptions.
Straight ahead carry down to the 41-yard line of New England. Running with the ball is Walter Abercrombie. On the stop was Jaron Veras.
Here's Malone. He's taken this criticism in Pittsburgh in stride. Very laid-back guy. Noel has a lot of confidence in him.
He was the number 1 draft choice in 1980. Out of Arizona State. He's had 2 knee operations. excellent natural athlete. Played wide receiver, tight end. Play strong safety. They like him, though, as to play some winning quarterback, and he does have a very low rating right now. As Abercrombie takes the ball at New England and runs it down inside the 35-yard line.
Malone still holds the Pittsburgh Steelers record for the longest reception, 91 yards. So he can do a lot of different things. Minnesota now up on Chicago 23-0. Tommy Kramer, a 5-yard run.
Get Flutie in there.
I think Steve Fuller started at quarterback for Chicago this week.
Yeah, man was out. Ernest Jackson on a first down carry takes the ball to the 26-yard line of the Patriots. McMahon's an unusual person, but I'll tell you, I don't know if there's a better player in the league when he's healthy. Just look at his record when he's in there.
On this run, this is vintage Pittsburgh. Underneath handoff, weak side sweep. You see Terry Long, 74, full, excellent block on Blackman. And Jackson, that squat 5'9", 200-pound body. Where was this in the first half? I don't know what they running the ball like this when they had a chance to be in the game.
Well, the Patriots with a 31-0 lead may have lost some of their vigor.
A lot of their vigor. I want to get home and watch Game 2 of the World Series tonight.
Walter Abercrombie carries, and Johnny Rembert makes the stop. Tough to keep your gusto when you're up 31-0.
Yeah, you can slip a little bit. Unfortunately, there's Ron Blackledge standing right next to Chuck Noll there. Blackledge, the quarterback coach, father of Todd, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. And John Stallworth in the foreground. This is when you can get hurt, too. You're not going 110%. Got to watch out here. Protect yourself.
They're down in less than 2, and there's a hard shot put on as the linebacker shot in. Kenneth Sims was on the stop, 77, as he got Ernest Jackson.
4th down and a lace for Pittsburgh. This is no decision for Chuck Noll. Obviously, you go for it.
Two minutes and 54 seconds to play in the third quarter. The Steelers shut out by New England so far. It's 31-0 Patriots.
This would be the second time this season that Pittsburgh has been shut out. Seattle shut them out in the first game of the season.
4th down. Lead a foot, and Brister puts his head down and gets it himself. They want to build Brister up. He's 6'2", 184 pounds. They have a little more bulk on him. The youngest of 6 children. The oldest 5 are sisters. So when Walter Andrew Brister II, that's his father, got the son, he was going to make him a QB.
Very smart. He was nicknamed Bubby by his sisters. Sisters will do that to you, you know it?
Ball is down to the 22-yard line of New England. Now Brister calls a timeout again.
Number one.
His first timeout of the second half. And so, with 1:58 to play in the third quarter, a break in the action as the Patriots hold to a 31-0 lead. Talking to Art Rooney Jr., Trump, as we were before the game, the head of player personnel for the Steelers, he had an interesting observation. People talk about a lot of high draft choices don't make it. Nobody can figure out why, because every way you test them, they seem to show up to be blue chip players. But he said the one variable you can't test, he said, with the salaries the way they are now, he said over the last 10 years, kid drafted in the top 4 rounds when he signs immediately goes into the top 2% of the income in this country. He's a rich guy, and you just don't know how certain guys are going to respond to money. He said that you get good in this game by being a biter and a scratcher and a clawer, but when you get rich, you know, sometimes that gusto leaves.
I think that can be a fair accusation for a lot of people. On the other hand, you have guys like Joe Green, who played here in Pittsburgh for so many years, who can handle the money, who can handle the fame, and were part of the leadership of this franchise.
And a reminder that coming your way on November 1st, it is Super Saturday as NBC Sports presents the premier event in horse racing live from Santa Anita Park in California. It's the Breeders' Cup. Join us at 2 o'clock Eastern Time for racing's richest day, featuring 7 championship races with $10 million in purses. That's the Breeders' Cup on November 1st right here on NBC Sports.
Got an additional comment, too, on these high draft choices not making it. The other factor I think that you can't measure is what a player does after an injury. Most coming to the NFL are healthy. They're big enough players in the college ranks that they've never really suffered a serious injury. And a serious injury can change your mind about the game completely. Never come back. And, of course, with the money you got in your pocket, no reason to come back either.
Look at the baseball free agents. Brister dropping against the rush, loops the ball to Abercrombie, and it's tipped away at the last moment by Raymond Claiborne. Pro Bowl player making a Pro Bowl play as it was destined for a touchdown and then tipped away at the last moment.
Raymond's got his first interception of the year earlier today. Last week had 3 pass interference calls against him. Fastened his chin strap a little tighter today and has played very well. The entire New England Patriot offense and defense has played very, very well. The only miscue, a missed field goal by Tony Franklin in the first quarter.
Second down and 10 now for Brister and the Steelers at the 22-yard line of New England. Abercrombie. And he hits ahead for only a yard.
Did you see Andre Tippett square up at the line of scrimmage when Walter Abercrombie came out there? Boy, he is a brilliant, brilliant linebacker.
Minnesota holding to a 23-0 lead on the Bears. Indianapolis getting close at Buffalo. And Green Bay is calling in front now the Cleveland Browns. The winless Packers moving in front of the Browns in the third quarter, 17-14. Brister throws and gets a strike. Lewis Lips comes off the right flank and he's down to the 12-yard line. It looks like a first down for Pittsburgh.
They finally get the ball to Lips. It's been a while. Lepet man-to-man coverage. You see the little hand fighting at the line of scrimmage. That allows Lips to get underneath. Nice catch by Lewis Lips, who will also catch it over the middle. That's his first catch of the day. 9 yards. He's the only real threat wide receiver I believe they have, and a defense can take a receiver out of the game. They've done that to Lips.
Still very hard at the line of scrimmage.
Andre Tippett. I'm telling you, you need big people blocking Andre Tippett all day long, or eventually he's going to disrupt your offense. Watch what happens here. They let him loose. Reeder leads on him. He chucks him and is right there to be in front of Abercrombie for little or no gain. This guy's kind of made himself a target. Said he was the best linebacker in the game, better than Lawrence Taylor. Some believe he is.
That's the end of the third quarter. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. The Steelers still with nothing on the board, trailing 31-0 as we start the fourth quarter now. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh as the rookie quarterback Bobby Brister sets his team with second down and 10 coming up from the 11-yard line of the Patriots. Whistle almost went the distance the other way as Lawrence McGrew had a hand on it. Abercrombie turned up and Brister threw an out pattern.
Bobby came into the game with no interceptions. It looked like he was locked on to the receiver. Abercrombie out in the flat. And Lawrence McGrew right there. You can see Abercrombie never sees the ball. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers' deepest penetration of the day.
Patriots dominating without some key people. Blackman and Nelson, 2 linebackers, are out. Craig James, who's led this team, New England, in rushing the past 2 seasons, is out with a knee problem. Of course, Eason on the sideline again with a rib injury, but Grogan superior in his performance again today.
That's going to be on Lawrence McGrew. Late hit on Bubby Brister. Sometimes you got to play smart football when you're at the end of the game.
They've had a lot of quarterback controversies over the years here in Pittsburgh. It began with Bradshaw and Hanratty, then Bradshaw and Gillum, and Bradshaw and Stout and Malone, and on and on.
I think they're going to call this on Garen Barris, number 60, not Lawrence McGrew, number
Personal foul.
50.
Roughing the passer, number 60. First down.
It is Garen Barris. And you see him right top edge of the top corner of the screen. Ball is released. Shot to the head. Half the distance to the goal. And the Steelers' drive continues.
So the game clock is stopped with 14:48 to play in the third quarter, and the Steelers try again now. First and goal at the 6-yard line of New England. Abercrombie can't get there. It'll be second down and goal. Lepet and Andre Tippett covering.
Steelers don't have an awful lot of confidence in their running game. They prefer to go to the pass inside the 10-yard line here, try to get it in the end zone quickly. Ernest Jackson now back into the ball game, second and goal.
Jim Green is the publicity director for the Patriots, was saying in a foreign ballpark on the road, somebody introduced Andre Tippett as Andre Tippett. So I ran over there quick to get that straightened out. I didn't want Andre mad at me.
No, really.
Handoff goes to Jackson as he weaves down inside to the 4-yard line. It'll be third and goal from there for the yet scoreless Pittsburgh Steelers.
Lawrence McGrew on the tackle. Those linebackers, as they generally do when the Patriots are playing and playing well, making an awful lot of tackles for their defense. Their defensive linemen, Williams and Garen Barris, kind of shed blockers. And Tippett, Williams, McGrew, Blackman, Rembert, they're there to bring down the ball carrier.
Brister, not wanting to blow a scoring opportunity, takes another timeout. So the Steelers are down to one timeout. And so we'll come back to Pittsburgh to see what Brister and his counsel provide after this. Stanley Morgan loosening up on the sideline.
Yoga with Stanley, soon to be seen on your local PBS station.
I think he's got a tight lower back.
Brister 6 of 17 for 68 yards and two interceptions this afternoon, Don.
Brister looks and throws, and it's almost intercepted again by Fred Marion, who's run one back for 31 yards and a touchdown earlier.
That was the 19th play of this drive by the Steelers.
Now let's go to NFL 86. Here is Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Don, in Miami, the Dolphins aren't doing very much right. Here, Ray Guy punts over the head of James Pruitt. Confusion sets in. He figures he'll pick it up, and he goes, nope, I can't. And then Stephon Adams recovers it on the 2. The next play, Marcus Allen scores his 3rd touchdown.
Thank you, Ahmad. We now go to 4th down, and here's a throw and an incomplete pass, and so the Steelers come up empty. Their worst loss ever under Chuck Noll at Three Rivers Stadium, and this stadium has been open since 1970, was a 31-7 defeat at the hands of the Miami Dolphins. Right now, with 13:59 still to play, it is 31-0. Patriots over the Steelers.
That ball was intended for Ouija Thompson. Thompson just ran a 5-yard hitch pattern. Good coverage by New England. Another drive stopped, and it looks like Ramsey's now in for the Patriots at quarterback. He is.
Tell you, Raymond Berry had high praise for Ramsey and his abilities. Now he gets his chance with 14 minutes still to go in the game. Gerald Williams, a rookie nose tackle from Auburn, might have left early, so that'll get him out of a bit of a jam as they'll get 5 yards on that, will the Patriots. Raiders holding to a 9-point lead over Miami now.
Number 98, defense, still first down.
So it'll be first down and 5 after the encroachment call. Grogan, 18 completions, 26 throws, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns.
They've seen enough.
This really hasn't had too many people on the edge of their seats.
No, it hasn't. This is 31 points by your visiting team will keep a lot of crowds quiet.
Olin James,
very comfortable.
Good seat in the sunshine, as right now the Patriots go back to the run. Second down and 3. They get the ball out to the 15-yard line. Tony Collins running. Rick Woods was up to make the play. First down for the Patriots. Excuse me,
Ramsey's a young man who played in the U.S. Football League with the Los Angeles Express in the spring of '83. Then he was replaced by Steve Young, went to the Oakland Invaders in '84.
Sure he has those LA Express checks up on the wall because I know he didn't cash them.
Yeah, they're like counterfeit bills, aren't they? Confederate money, maybe?
They will tear them. Collins turns the corner and breaks it for a first down and more as he is out close to the 3-yard line. Dennis Dirt Winston got him, but he did it 14 yards downfield.
You got to admire New England. Still in this football game, Don. They got the big guy still up in front. Offensive line, the starters are still there. Collins takes it inside and then bounces outside. He rushed for 1,000 yards in 1984 and then blocked for a 1,000-yard rusher in 1985. Craig James got the numbers, and Tony Collins got a lot of credit for those numbers.
Timeout. Steelers, number 3.
Steelers have just used their last timeout.
I think they had 12 guys on the field, Don.
So we'll come back to Three Rivers Stadium, where Raymond Berry's Patriots have a 31-0 lead.
Pretty much a day at the beach for the New England Patriots. Franklin orders a massage, limbering up there. Needs to
Get room service up here.
Put a little suntan oil on his balding head so he doesn't get it fried over there. We head back to Boston.
First down and 10 now as Ramsey again goes to the run. And again, Tony Collins takes it, but for no yards. He's back to the line of scrimmage. Edmund Nelson on the stop for the Steelers.
I'm sure Raymond Berry did not expect to come in here and waltz to a 31-0 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers in Three River Stadium.
I think in Boston right now they're about getting set for game 2.
I think the barbecue pits are probably on. And other than family and close friends, ain't nobody watching or listening.
Ramsey drops to throw, triggers a ball down the near sideline, and that is Irving Fryer almost to it as the clock stops now at 12 minutes to play. Game 2 of the 1986 World Series coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight on NBC Sports. Clemens for the Red Sox and Gooden for the Mets.
Now we see Grogan in his other role, offensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. You see the game sheet in hand. He gives the play to Tony Eason. Tony Eason signals it in to Tom Ramsey, and coach, player, counselor, quarterback, all Steve Grogan.
Catch to Tony Collins, and he's out to the 37-yard line, but that'll be short of the first down. Going back to the scoreboard now on this 7th Sunday of play. Raiders continue to lead. Bears are on the board, but way down to Minnesota in the 4th quarter. Dallas, now the touchdown run by Tony Dorsett, has moved in front of Philadelphia. San Francisco still holding to that 7-point lead over Atlanta. Cincinnati and Houston are close. Green Bay continues to lead the Cleveland Browns, one of the co-leaders in the AFC Central. The Packers looking for their first win. Rich Camarillo in to punt the ball, and he hits a good one downfield. Rick Woods from his 25. And Tutupu is there to get it. 39-yard punt. And so Bobby Brister and the Pittsburgh offense tries again when we come back to Three Rivers. Donnie Shell has known the best of times in Pittsburgh, and today it has really been the worst of times. A 31-0 shellacking at the hands of the Patriots in the 4th quarter. Brister, the young quarterback, making his second start in his rookie season, goes on a give to Jackson, who breaks it up the middle. Very quick running back who's led 2 conferences, the AFC and the NFC in rushing.
It's coming back, Don. Holding Pittsburgh. Tunch Ilkin is complaining. Generally, the guy who complains the loudest and the longest is the guy they call it on.
Holding. Offense, number 52.
That's against Mike Webster, the center. He just stands up on the nose tackle. Toby Williams, and Jackson goes right by. What next, says Chuck Noll.
He's one guy that can handle adversity, though. It started in a very adverse situation here, and then put out some of the greatest teams in the history of the league.
Certainly agree with you there. Most of the team for the decade of the 70s of the Pittsburgh Steelers could probably go en masse to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm talking.
One year at the Pro Bowl, 10 of the defensive starters were Steelers. They just sent their defense over to Hawaii.
Well, you think of the guys that they had there. Joe Green to start with. The Hammer outside one linebacker. Mike Wagner, a free safety. Lambert in the middle. Fats Holmes at one defensive tackle. White at the defensive end. Hollywood Baggs, L.C. Greenwood.
Get a gut check time here, too, and see who keeps playing hard in a very difficult time for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they're down 31-0 with 10:19 to play.
Doesn't get any better for the Steelers either. They've got 3 straight home games against the Bengals and the Packers. This is the first of 3, so these fans in Three River Stadium know that it's not over.
To Ehrenberg, it is incomplete on 3rd down, and so the kicking team will come out for Pittsburgh. 9:49 to play. Lister's done his best, but he's been in there against, if not the best team in football, certainly close. The Patriots might be 3-3, but they are superior. Everybody's good in this team.
As we documented at the top of the show, Patriots were hoping history would repeat itself. They were 3-3 last year, this point in the season, and won 6 straight. Today's performance go a long way towards great performance for the rest of the year.
Irving Fryer takes it in the teeth of the coverage and now starts back as a marker goes down at the 34-yard line. 44-yard punt by Newsom. He's been one bright light for the Steelers. His punting has been consistently good. Dave Edwards was down to cover on the play for Pittsburgh.
That's an illegal push in the back by the New England Patriots.
Doubleheader Sunday. Next Sunday on NBC Sports. There are some of the 1 o'clock games Eastern time. The Chargers go against the Eagles at Philadelphia. Patriots move into Buffalo.
First down.
Miami goes to Indianapolis, and the Raiders take on the Oilers at Houston. And then in the Cleveland's at Minnesota. That'll be a good game. The Browns having a problem right now at Green Bay, and Minnesota upsetting the Bears. Cincinnati comes in here to Three Rivers to take the Steelers out. And then the doubleheader game, Seattle at Denver. Quarterback Tom Ramsey from UCLA as the Patriots continue to run the ball now, and markers come down. Mike Merriweather on the tackle as he goes and gets Mosey to Tupu.
Holding against New England. This game has deteriorated a long time ago, but I mean really getting ugly now. We haven't had a
hold. Number 76 offense, still first down.
We haven't had any question with the instant replay official today. First time this season.
Well, Tony Federi's had an easy day. 9:26 to play in the game. Patriots led at halftime 24-0. They led 10-0 at the end of the first quarter, 24-0 at halftime, 31-0 at the end of 3 quarters, and that's how it now stands. As the Patriots, losers of 3 of their last 4 games, back on track today. Grogan, quarterback masterfully. Now Tom Ramsey is in the 4th quarter, but he has been called on to give the ball off on the run. Robert Weathers takes it out to the 20-yard line. So a great little poem on a bulletin board in a locker room not long ago, Trump.
Well, let's hear it. If there's ever been a time to recite it, this be it.
Called The Man in the Glass.
I'm listening closely.
When you've reached your goal in the world of sport and you've played the big game that day, then go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what the man has to say. For it isn't your coaches, your parents, your friends whose judgment upon you must pass. The man whose verdict counts most in your life is the one looking back from the glass. You may fool all of the world down the avenue of years and get pats on the back as you pass. But your only rewards will be remorse and regret if you've cheated the man in the glass. It's better than the ball game.
Bravo. 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 And Roland James, wake him up. There you are. Thank you, Roland.
.19 to go. Patriots came in here with a directive from their coach, win. It was over early. This one really was over before it was over.
Talons on the slow draw. There's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got to keep at it. Unfortunately, though, a bitter pill for Western Pennsylvania to swallow. This is absolutely the pride of Western Pennsylvania. This used to be the championship city in the 70s. And now, as opposed to booze, they pretty much resign themselves to the fact that it's going to be a while before Pittsburgh's a contender again.
Well-hit ball by Camarillo. Drives Rick Woods back to his 25-yard line. The coverage is right there. Down to make the play was Rod McSwain. A 49-yard punt and no return. Raiders continue to lead Miami as the Vikings continue to be up on the unbeaten Bears. Dallas holding to a 7-point lead at Philadelphia. Atlanta and San Francisco. Score hasn't changed in some time. Cincinnati having a problem with the Oilers right now in the fourth quarter. St. Louis getting closer. Bills pulling away over Indianapolis. And Indianapolis will be the lead team in the Vinny Testaverde race if the Green Bay Packers hold on and beat Cleveland.
Fumble.
Ball.
New England's got it.
They're not done yet. Ed Reynolds came in and popped it free.
I think Sims has got the football. Ken Sims with the recovery. The New England offense goes back on the field. This is a trap play right up the middle. 52 Rembert strips the ball away. And Sims rolls over and says, uh-oh, what have I got here? I'll take it. Thank you very much. First and 10 New England. This defense has played spectacular today, given a great deal of confidence, I believe, by the way the Patriot offense performed in the first half. A brilliant job by Steve Grogan.
He was really tremendous, and now Ramsey under wraps because his coach told him to run the ball, don't run it up. He again goes to the run. A straight ahead carry from the 20-yard line is down inside to the 18-yard line. Home field means so much in the playoffs. That's why the Bears' defeat today could be expensive down the line going into Chicago in December to play playoff games. You got the proverbial 2 chances, slim and none, but right now the Bears are going to be locked in with a lot of good teams with a 5-1 or a 6-1 record.
Tell you what, I don't think how many people realize what the New England Patriots accomplished last year. 3 wins in the playoffs.
Unbelievable.
All on the road, playing the Super Bowl.
Went in as a wild card and went to the Super Bowl. A team to look out for the rest of the way. A team we've seen a lot of, the Raiders. They are bad.
Well, you give them an inch and they'll take 21 points. They are amazing.
We had them on consecutive weeks, down 13-0 to San Diego. Come back to win 17-13. Next week down 17-0 at Kansas City. And back to win again. And they are winning right right now at Miami to go 4-3.
Al Davis told us, too, 3 weeks ago, if we could just steal a couple of wins here, while our big guy Marcus Allen is hurt, we'll be all right. And they stole 2 wins, and they're all right.
Most valuable player in the league last year. Missed both those come from behind wins, Marcus Allen. Now Ramsey on a broken play is sacked back at the 19-yard line. Greg Carr, a backup linebacker in the game for the Steelers, comes in to make the play.
Franklin on for the field goal. You see the running backs bumping into each other, Weathers and Tatupu. And that will go as a sack, I believe, by the Pittsburgh Steelers. There are going to be more people standing on the sidelines of this football game when it finishes than sitting in the stands.
Ray Rivers emptying out, particularly on the shady side. Franklin spins up a field goal with 5:15 to play, and it's 34-0 New England.
The numbers now, the worst defeat for the Pittsburgh Steelers under Chuck Noll in the history of Three River Stadium.
A lot of these Patriots are wearing Red Sox hats these days in practice.
As well they should. I imagine some people in Boston this morning that got up, put their New England Patriots hats on. About midway through the first quarter, took their Patriots hat off and put their Boston Red Sox hat on. And tomorrow they'll put on their Boston Bruins hat.
They had a terrific article in the local Pittsburgh paper by a writer named Bob Herzl on the wall at Fenway. Have you ever been to Fenway?
Yes, I have.
I've never been to Fenway.
Played New England there one year.
I don't get out much. But I've been by it. I'd love to go to. I think
you
I'll
won't
try to
miss
get there
it
this week.
You won't miss it.
I'm going to go up this week to one of those. What a story, though, on the wall at Fenway.
Best thing about Fenway is the character of the stadium.
Yeah, it's got soul. Yankee Stadium has soul. Fenway has soul.
Wrigley has soul. Comiskey has soul. Tiger Stadium has soul.
Then we have the artificial plastic happenings of this recent years. Here's a kick now by Franklin, a spinner downfield. It's taken by Chuck Sanders at the 7. First of all, the green wall, according to this article, wasn't painted green until 47. It used to be loaded with advertising. The Calvert Owl, be wise. Somebody with a shaving cream and wearing about 5 o'clock shadow. The Fall Classic continues tonight on NBC Sports. 8 o'clock pregame show followed by Game 2 of the series here on NBC Sports.
Joe Gordon was telling me a story about Art Rooney Sr., a tremendous, absolutely tremendous baseball fan. Comes into the ballpark this morning, and the first thing he says to his secretary, they should have been running. They should have been running on that pitch.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Art comes to all the Pirates games.
Oh,
he's got to be a fan.
He's a huge baseball fan. Doesn't live far from the stadium here. Walks down here and sits and watches the Pirates play.
Greatest line about the green wall, though, is Ojeda, the pitcher for the Mets, who will work Game 3 at Fenway. He had a bad year, not a very good one in '85 at Boston, then had a sensational year this season for the Mets. Right now, we go to a 2nd down and 7 play. Brister throwing near flat and incomplete. Somebody asked Ojeda in New York, they said, maybe it was the green wall. Did you have that in the back of your mind when you were pitching at Fenway? He said, it was never in the back of my mind, it was in the front of my mind. When it was built, according to this article, the projections were like the Titanic was going to last forever. Nobody ever hit one over, and some guy, a 190 hitter, cranked one out before the paint was dry. It's the only home run he had all season.
How tall is it? 37.5 feet tall?
That's not in there.
It's something.
309 to the base, though. Somebody measured it. They mark a 315, but it's 309 to the base. Brister, he's got a live arm, and he's got an open receiver for the moment. But Calvin Sweeney can't hold on as the defense converges at the 5-yard line.
Brister is now 0 for 8 in the 4th quarter. Roland James in the coverage knocks the ball away along with Fred Marion back there. And Newsom again into the ball game. I take that back. That's Gibson on the outside and Roland James on the inside. Nice play, knock it away. Newsom punts once more.
Well hit ball downfield to Irving Fryer. He gets to the 19-yard line with 4:09 to play in the game, and the Patriots in the lead 34-0. Following this game today, through the first 7 games of the season, the Patriots will have outscored their opposition by almost 100 points, even though they'll be 4-3.
This is a gimme. This was a long time ago a gimme. This Grogan, he now plays coach. Left totally alone by Raymond Berry. All the offensive staff of the New England Patriots. He calls the plays he wants for Tony Eason and for Tom Ramsey now quarterbacking.
Robert Weathers working hard and gets around the corner, and they'll go out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Very close to a first down. It's spotted for a first down. John Stallworth, sorely missed in the Steeler offense. Out with a leg injury.
And a bad knee. Doctors thought, first of all, he'd have to undergo surgery. We got a penalty on the play.
Holding. 68. Offense. Still first down.
That's Darrell Haley. He's in there. And also, he's replacing Steve Moore. And Guy Morris, I noticed, is in playing center. But John Stallworth is one of the leaders of this ball club. Only 3 guys left who played in all 4 Super Bowls for Pittsburgh. 2 playing, Sheldon Webster. 1 sitting, John Stallworth. He's another one that'll probably go in the Hall of Fame.
I think so. Pitch back goes to Weathers as he comes to the near side, but there are a lot of Steelers there to sweep him under inside the 10-yard line. Actually a loss of a yard on the play, so it's going to be second down and 21.
Key play in the second half is when the Pittsburgh Steelers took their 3rd timeout. No joke. That was the key play in the second half. The clock continues to run.
Look at the house over there. Steve Moore, nicknamed the house, number 67. He shows such good footwork in one drill this summer that they nicknamed him Mobile Homes.
He also came in about 345 pounds, and they said the house added a wing.
Ramsey ready to run them. Now he's got 2nd and 21. They're going to let him now. They can make him run it again. He'd love to throw it, but they go back to Robert Weathers. He takes it across to the 14-yard line. This game drawing mercifully to a conclusion.
Chuck Noll's got to be wondering what he can do. I think he expected his football team to have a pretty good performance here. With Bubby Brister.
Well, they played well Monday night at Cincinnati, the Steelers.
And the Patriots, of course, having problems last week with the New York Jets. A week, when you lose like this, a week seems like it's a month for practice. The meetings get longer. It's like beating your head against the wall. Nothing gets better.
Even on 3rd and 18, they go to the run to the New England Patriots. Knockdown is made inside the 10-yard line. As we go back to the scoreboard with 2:26 to play. Raiders continue to lead Miami. Philadelphia has now rallied to tie the Dallas Cowboys in the 4th quarter. Next panel, please. There we have the Green Bay Packers still leading Cleveland in the 4th quarter as the 2-minute warning is given. Jeff and the Red Hat going good for Raymond Berry today. 34-0 in the 4th quarter. The Patriots continue to dominate the Pittsburgh Steelers. Have you seen anything to be optimistic about in the Pittsburgh effort?
No, absolutely not. I thought Pittsburgh would have a pretty good game today. Playing at home. They'd never lost 3 in a row in Riverfront and Three River Stadium, and it's going to happen today. I think there was a great deal of optimism with Bubby Brister starting at quarterback. And as I said earlier, I think the call-in talk shows in Pittsburgh will be very quiet this week about who should start at quarterback.
Get Pee Wee Herman out here again.
Well, somebody, anybody, Terry Bradshaw.
Home.
It's sad, too, to watch Pittsburgh struggle week in and week out. They just, today, were handled in the first half by Steve Grogan.
Well, you know, they really, their last 2 games, they really should have won. They've lost their previous 2 games by 5 points. Cleveland came back on a couple of 4th quarter mistakes and won by 3 here. And then a 61-yard fake punt return for a touchdown. Cincinnati got out alive with a 2-point win. Steelers really should have won those 2 games, but today they were just no match for the New England Patriots as the punt is hit downfield to Rick Woods.
Fumble. Boy, it has bounced against Pittsburgh today, hasn't it?
And sure has. The Steelers going offense again, as it'll be Brister coming out maybe for a final series.
That's a 45-yard punt. Looked like Nosi Tutupu just stripped the ball out of Woods' hand. Just very little contact. There's Tutupu, knocks it away. Woods and Seitz are there, and it looks like Warren Seitz, number 80, makes the recovery.
A dramatic ending at Miami. Raiders won, but the Dolphins had a 68-yard touchdown pass in the final play of the game. Marino threw to Mark Clayton, but the final score, Raiders 30, Miami 28. So the Raiders go to 4-3, and the Dolphins go to 2-5. It won't break any hearts in New England.
Fourth sack of the day for the New England Patriots. Coming into the ballgame today, Pittsburgh had allowed just 6 sacks. So Pittsburgh's offense not played well at all.
Brister throws hard and makes the connection at the 50-yard line. Got 8 yards on a 2nd and 18 throw. Our producer today for NBC Sports has been Steve Dans. Our director, John Gonzalez. The executive producer of NBC Sports, Michael Weissman. The coordinating producer for football, Ted Nathanson. Our thanks to Tim Fogarty and Mike McGinley and George Jordan for their help in the booth. As the Steelers go to the throw again with just a minute left to play and the clock running. Most valuable player. The Budweiser most valuable player is Steve Grogan of the New England Patriots. And Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games.
First half, Grogan was outstanding. Missed the first touchdown of the game. Was the first touchdown of the game to Stephen Starring. Lips on that catch. Here's our Budweiser most valuable player. You see the hand bandaged. He was outstanding in the first half. Just called the right plays and executed.
20 seconds left. Steelers still trying to get in the end zone. Brister won't do it on that play as he is sacked back at the 32-yard line by Andre Tippett.
5th of the day for New England.
World Series Game 2 coming up tonight on NBC Sports at 8 o'clock Eastern Time with a pregame show from Shea Stadium in New York. As Brister drops one last time. Curtis Gibson came up on the ball as the clock runs out. And the Steelers fall to the New England Patriots 34-0. But Raymond Berry certainly showing some compassion. He had him sit on the ball most of the second half. We'll be back after this. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, where the Patriots, losers of 3 of their previous 4 games prior to this afternoon's, have not looked like a Super Bowl team as they dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers from the outset and win going away 34-0.
On that score, 34-0, the worst defeat in Three Rivers Stadium history by the Patriots under Chuck Noll, and also the 3rd straight loss at home by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not very much good to talk about for Chuck Noll and his Steeler team, who take on the Bengals next week here in Pittsburgh. And for New England, just exactly what Raymond Berry ordered. Go out and play hard today. And at the end of the first quarter, the game was pretty much over.